It's unfortunate that one of the best shooters on the Sega Genesis, the board fails all the time. And how are you feeling? You got John Riggs here with Grindstormer, little open cart surgery for you today. We're gonna do a board swap. The board is known to fail on this game. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And doing a board swap for a Sega Genesis game, easier than doing a board swap than, say, for a Nintendo game or even a Super Nintendo game. You just have to match up the ROM sizes. So if it's a 1 meg game, you want to swap it for another 1 meg game's board. If it's a 2 meg game, swap it for a 2 meg game. I don't know these off the top of my head or have a list. However, if you just have like the ROM list of all the Sega Genesis games, then you can easily tell at a glance, like, oh, hey, here's a sports game that's also, the same meg size. Swap the boards, you should be fine. I'm using a few tools here today. It's been a long time since I've used the old desoldering gun, the Hako FR301. Oh, I love that sound. This is gonna remove the solder. I also have a soldering iron. I'm using a safety blue mat here. All the tools I use are linked to my Amazon affiliate, and you can find that in the description. But really, any tools you use, so long as you have a way to remove the solder and then a way to apply solder, you should be fine. The common game donor to use for Grindstormer, to most, I would think, is Pit Fighter, because they're both Tengen games. Now, there's nothing telling me that the board on this one won't fail eventually because it's a Tengen board. However, every time that I've done a board swap with Grindstormer and they opt for Pit Fighter, they're always pleased afterwards, and I never hear of anything later on of them saying like, oh, hey, the game stopped working again or anything like that. I mean, I have new PCBs. There are people making new circuit boards, but they still want to use, just to keep it Tengen. So, you know what? Your game, I'll be happy to help. Unlike the 3.8mm security bit, the Sega Genesis goes for a 4.5. So oftentimes, when you get a, like a game bit or something like that, it'll often come with a 4.5 also. 2 screws in the back, that's all it is. And if you're curious, here's what a Sega Genesis game looks like. Very simple, just one thing that I gotta remove. Now it has a bunch of pins on the back. So yeah, we gotta desolder all those silver points there. However, not too bad. They have lots of space, so it's really, really easy to suck up and makes for a really clean unsoldering job here usually. And I don't wanna mix these up. So this is the board I'm going to use, and I'm going to do it right now. And really, with this, it's just one at a time. There's a little fine tip. You can kind of see that tip there. So that just goes, the pin goes in there, and then when you suck up the solder, it shoots up into this vacuum that's kind of, up here. So if you do a lot of jobs like this, I recommend this one, or again, like I said, whatever one works best for you. You just kind of melt it, suck it up. There you go. Do it again. There you go. And I do have a ROM remover that you can just kind of slide underneath and kind of just, lightly pry it up, because you don't want to just rip it up. That's why you want to do a clean solder job, because if you miss any of them, or if like the solder is still stuck to those little the silver rings, then oftentimes it'll take it with it and then pull up the trace too, which you definitely don't want. In the do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, use that, but don't use a screwdriver. I'm going to use a screwdriver anyway because I can't find the other thing. It's been so long since I've actually used it. But just slightly underneath, and you'll feel it kind of pull up a little bit. But again, don't force it. It'll want to come up. So something on that side. And I might just touch these up really quickly. Maybe I'm not seeing where it's attached still, but I think I just felt it move by doing that. And now, there we go. See? Just like that. So this is the game Pit Fighter. Now, if you want to keep this and put it on another board just to play it or whatever, that's fine. But make sure you dispose of this, because more than once have I just been working on a bunch of games all at once at night or something like that. One of them slips off the table, lands on the kitchen like that. You step on that and the heel of your foot. Oof. Dude, Legos seem like cotton candy compared to stepping on one of these guys in the middle of the night. This is a good board, and we're going to keep this. This is the board we're going to use for Grindstormer. And here is the game in question. Clean looking label on this too. And when I undo this game here, you'll see it looks about the same. They don't have to look one-to-one the same, but it looks about the same. There you go. So again, same idea. That's right, you gotta remove all of them all over again. But this one is, we're going to keep, then this one you definitely need to make sure, because this game here, this is Grindstormer right here. Never mind the whole circuit board and all that. Just this is Grindstormer. That's what we're looking for. Just realizing that the pins on this one are a lot shorter than the other one here. Here, I'm gonna go eye level here on this one, because I'm having a hard time seeing it from that other angle. But these pins are shorter. It shouldn't be an issue. Gonna give me a little bit of a challenge today, huh? And coming soon to Open Cart Surgery, I have a Felix the Cat I'll be attempting to fix on the NES. And if you're subscribed right now, somebody who subscribes will get a chance to win that Felix the Cat. So make sure you're subscribed. That's the last one. Can I just take it out with my fingers? It's always so satisfying if I can. Oh, love it. I love it. All right. This is the board to Grindstormer, and we're not going to use this. I'm going to place it over there because I don't want to have anything to do with it. Because this game goes onto the Pit Fighter board. And make sure it's facing the right direction. Because if you put it on like backwards or upside down, then the entire game plays in reverse. No, it doesn't work that way. But it won't work. And you shouldn't have to force it, because again, they're already pretty straight in there. Looks pretty good. And you'll see at the very bottom here, one of those rings is starting to lift up just a little bit, but I think once we put the solder on there, I think it'll be fine. It didn't remove the trace, but something I gotta just keep an eye on. And yes, I removed my hat because it was like falling on my face. We don't need this anymore. It was so good to see you again. I'm going to clean you really quickly before I put you back, because you definitely want to keep these clean as can be so they'll work the next time. Keep good care of your tools, huh? Got my soldering iron here, starting to warm up a little bit. It's gonna take a little while to warm up, but in the meantime, he sent over a little thank you package. I mean, it literally says thank you on it. Got the wax pack for Video City, some Nintendo tattoos, okay. Some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards. And then this sumo wrestling game. I think I've played this one before, and it's a fun one. I'm opening up the Video City cards here. I'm curious about this. Came with a Frogger sticker. There's that one there. Something like that. And then these little silver rub-off things that you might see on like an... Yeah, they used to use these for little games for kids, you know, not just lottery. You got Frogger, you got Zaxxon, there's a Turbo from Sega. And it included the gum. I have no problem chewing the gum right now, but the problem is this gum being so old, I've done this before recently. Oh, I'll get it. It doesn't turn into gum, it just turns into sand. So I'm not gonna bother. I just realized I don't know where my solder spindle is, but I found this giant string of solder. So this is going to be plenty for what we need for this, just for this thing here. Whatever's easiest for you. I like to go kind of like that route there. Okay, it is hot enough. I was like, maybe it's not hot enough, but no, it is. I'll just kind of like land on it and go from there. I usually kind of do the push and shove technique. I know it's not optimal and probably frowned upon from the soldering community. Usually you put it on there and then you melt into it, right? You know what, that works too, but I don't know, if I was just kind of done it this way. With any luck, that should do it. Now I'm using the Mega SG, the analog Mega SG. It's the only analog system I have. I would love a Pocket. I'd love the NES. I'd love the Super Nintendo. I'm really looking forward to that TurboGrafx one. Hopefully I can get in on that. But the only one that I have is the Mega SG, because it was gifted to me by Lana Bean. All right, let's see if this works here. I'm just going to pop it in. You can just pop it in just like that. I will put the case back around it, of course. But this is going to pop up. It goes to like an analog like loading screen or something like that, you know. Alrighty. And then run cartridge. It's a good sign. There it is. Another working Grindstormer, just for you, Richard. This came to me courtesy of Richard. He was just like, man, my Grindstormer's not working. It's like, well, happy to fix it for you. Turn it into a quick video anyway. If you're new to the channel and Open Cart Surgery, it's like, hey, that was kind of fun. I liked it when you did that. I have a whole lot of other videos. I've done like over 100 of them the last several years I've been doing this. So you can binge those now. Not all of them are successes. However, I do post those anyway. And then usually the comments will tell me what I should have done, because people are smarter than me in the comments for sure. New videos always coming up. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you real soon.